and pops him up, and this should do it. Espinal gets called off by Merrifield, who makes the catch, and the Blue Jays have won again. They have come into the Bronx and taken the first 3 games of this 4-game series and cut another game off that Yankee lead. The Blue Jays are now 7 back.
You know, Dan, and this might be the biggest win because they were going up against Garrett Cole, who was signed to win games like this for the New York Yankees, and the Blue Jays come in here and outpitch Garrett Cole. 11 strikeouts today by Blue Jay pitchers. 2 big swings of the bat. One by Jackie Bradley, drives in a couple of runs. One by Alejandro Kirk. And, of course, the big home run by Chapman. Little icing on the cake. And the Blue Jays have a chance now to, again, a 4-game series, sweep it tomorrow with Alek Manoah.
So that sounds like fun. And we hope you can join us tomorrow afternoon. The Blue Jays 5 and the Yankees 2. Time now to send you to Blue Jays Central with Brad and Joe.
We'll break down the big inning for the Jays, and we're about to get you to the Red Sox and Orioles as well. Lots going on, but if you're just joining us late, want to see how it all unfolded at Yankee Stadium, another Jays win. Here's what it looks like. They had close to within 8 of the division lead when the day began. That's the first time they've been that close since June 13th. Top of 2, there is Bo Bichette driving one deep the other way. Aaron Judge fooled everybody. Look at the reaction, he thought. Yep, he caught it. Potentially taking away a home run. And Joe, this looks familiar. Oswaldo Cabrera did this to Lourdes Gurriel Jr. the first pitch of the game last night.
Right field, and that's it with that wall. These guys, not just Judge, Cabrera did it as well. But I thought for sure Judge came up a little short today. Not the case.
And that was Cabrera's first MLB game in the outfield. Top of 3, Jackie Bradley Jr. pops one into foul territory. And there's Cabrera. Fearless going in, hitting his face on the railing, reminiscent of Jeter.
As a third baseman, you know the tarp is there, but he clearly was not realizing he was that close. That tarp took his face right into that rail.
Bottom of the 4th, he'd stay in the game, by the way. Runners on the corners. Mitch White gets DJ LeMahieu to ground out to end the threat. White solid, 1 run over 4 innings. His parents are digging it. What a moment for them seeing him pitch in Yankee Stadium. Top of the 5th, 2 on for Bradley Jr. It takes Garrett Cole the other way off the roll. A wall 2-run score on the double, and Toronto leads it 2-1. There was some interesting bounces in this inning. 3 batters later, the bases loaded. What happened with Alejandro Kirk here, Joe? You're going to break it down further later, but that was a high pitch.
100 miles per hour above the zone. No human being should be able to get to that pitch, let alone put it into the left center gap. Vladdy, just run till they tag you. 1 too many.
I think the signal was up to stop. 2-run score. Vladdy trying to make it 3. He's out, but the Jays lead 4-1 back in the dugout. Cole, yeah.
Don't use your hand.
Not happy with his performance. If you can read lips, don't. Top of the 8th, Teoscar Hernandez fouls a pitch off his foot. Oh, and that happened to Springer the other night in the 5-for-5 game. He wasn't able to play after striking out. He'd be removed from this game. Top of the 9th, now 4-2. Matt Chapman with some much-needed insurance.
Any add-on runs are big in Yankee Stadium. I don't care if the Yankees are not swinging the bats. That was a big one.
So here you go. 8 was the closest they've been since June 13th, and now it's 7, although the Blue Jays still more concerned with what is going on in the rear-view mirror. And the Orioles, again, in action as we speak. We'll get you there soon with the Red Sox visiting Camden Yards. But first, it's Arash Madani with Jackie Bradley Jr.
Jackie, you have heard Frank Sinatra in this stadium many a time. I can't remember the last time I heard so many boos to accompany it. Wearing a different uniform in the AL East to come here and take care of these guys, win the series with 1 to go, means what for a team vying for a wild card spot?
We're just trying to play some good baseball. We know that we're playing a really good team, and we're trying to find our stride. So we've been playing some pretty good baseball the past 4 games, and hopefully we continue.
Find the stride. What does that mean, and what do you really want to get going to find that groove?
Find the stride is just playing together as a team, as a whole, playing fundamentally sound baseball, offensive, defensively, and just having fun while we're doing it. Winning, that's the game plan.
That's the name of the game. All right, so 5th inning, that's when things really got going. You did it with slicing that ball down the left field line. What were you looking for? What'd you get?
Looking for a fastball, something I can handle. Wanted to try to drive it the other way. let it get deep, and I was able to do that. And thankfully, it kicked off the wall and was able to score. DJ from first base.
Jackie, what an opportunity for you to come into an organization that's vying for a spot in the postseason. You'd had conversations with the Blue Jays for a couple of years leading into it. Where have you kind of found where your fit is with this group in a short time here in Toronto?
Just, trying to help out any way I possibly can. Obviously, they're a really good ball team, and I'm excited to be here and to help any way I possibly can. It's going to be fun.
It's also going to be fun for a playoff push. Late August in this division. If some of the young guys who haven't been through it before come to you and ask, what can we expect? What's your message to them?
It's the same ball game. Obviously, there's going to be a lot more attention, but just to continue to have fun and enjoy the moment.
Appreciate the time.
No problem. Thank you.
All right, Joe Siddall now to break down. There's been a few big innings in this series so far for the Blue Jays, to say the least. 18-4, the cumulative score in this first 3 games of the 4-game series. So it took a while to get to Garrett Cole, but it was the bottom of the order that delivered.
And Garrett Cole is Garrett Cole. So if you're sitting in the bottom of the Blue Jays order, if your name's Espinal, if your name's Jackie Bradley Jr., who we just heard from, don't try to get too cute. Don't try to outsmart him. Get on the fastball and don't leave it. Espinal gets himself into a good count. He's a good fastball hitter. He handles high velocity very well. So look for it. He got it. And then Jackie Bradley Jr. just said it to Arash. You're down there. What are you looking for? Looking for a fastball. That's what you do at the bottom of the order. And when you get it, don't miss it. This at-bat right here is the at-bat of the game. I thought Alejandro Kirk right here, laying off that slider way to get back even in the count. Big hack right there. He missed his pitch, but the at-bat's not over. Just lays off that cutter away, and the call goes his way. That one I thought for sure Cole's coming back after he's out front of that slider by rolling it over. He came back with the heater, and this one, it was a fun play, but at the same time, for Alejandro Kirk to get to that pitch, it's 100 miles per hour from Cole up above the zone. Alejandro's another one. He can handle the fastball, but he also can handle high velocity. I thought for sure, we've talked about all of the issues the Blue Jays have had with the sliders away lately from right-handed pitchers, and how does Kirk not get another one there? Cole went with the fastball. Sometimes your ego gets in the way. Maybe with Cole there, I don't know. Maybe that's what he was frustrated with. He came back with a fastball, and Kirk proved he can hit it no matter where you throw it.
Another uncharacteristically, if I can say that, quick game in New York. Usually don't end this early, and Dan Schulman, Pat Dabler can enjoy an evening in New York. We know Pat won't be going to Central Park, apparently. But here's their thoughts on the Blue Jays win.
Brad, it wasn't a long outing for Mitch White today, but it was a good outing. There were a couple of infield hits. There was an error. There were men on base all over the place. But, Tabby, he only allowed 1 run in 4 innings.
You know what he did? He made pitches when he had to. There were base runners that seemed like in his 4 innings, in every one of those innings, but he came up big when he had to. Getting some strikeouts when he needed to. These 2 against DJ LeMahieu. He left runners on base, 2 of them in the first, the second. In the third, he left 1, and then 2 more in the fourth. So he used his fastball, he used his slider, he made pitches when he had to, and gave the Blue Jays 4 really good innings and gave up just that 1 run.
And the bullpen, 5 relievers, each went an inning. In the 5 innings, just 1 run allowed, and that was without Jordan Romano being available today.
And I thought John Schneider used that perfectly. He used the right guys at the top of the lineup, the right guys at the bottom of the lineup, as he pieced that together to get yet another win for the Blue Jays. All told, Blue Jay pitchers had 11 strikeouts against the Yankees and hold them to just 2 runs. The Blue Jays pitching has been the unsung story, I think, for them recently.
And they've allowed only 4 runs in the first 3 games of this series, and they've got Alek Manoah on the mound on Sunday looking for the sweep.
All right, quickly, Joe, Mitch White looking comfortable moving into that starting spot.
He is doing his job. That's your role at the back end of the rotation. Keep your team in the game, and he didn't just do that. I think he could have gone deeper into this game, but because the rotation's been so good, he didn't need to. Thanks to Gausman last night, the bullpen was good and ready.
All right, Jays look to make it a 4-game sweep. Tomorrow we'll be on the air at 1 o'clock, as you heard them talk about O'Neill getting his jersey retired, which will probably happen through the course of Blue Jays Central. Keep your prize on that, and Alek Manoah trying to make it the sweep in the Bronx. In the meantime, we send you to Camden Yards in Baltimore, where the Red Sox are visiting, and obviously implications in the standings with this one. Enjoy here on Sportsnet. We'll see you tomorrow.